a great map for both teams actually currently. Dennis on the USP initial engager, looking to defend by the barrels as he gets taken down by Rain, and Nico doing some good work as well, pushing back the defense, eliminating the defense. The defense has waned. The Draken steps in, as does Rez. Can they save the day?
It's the new boys. Technically, Dennis is also newer, but I mean, he's newer to the top flight CS scene, so it works. Rez and Draken. Rez often good for it on the pistol round, but maybe this one is one that will get away to the likes of FaZe. Exist hunting his former brethren,
so
his former mates.
This is a good map for both teams, but it's starting to become a ban for FaZe. They've actually started getting rid of it, which is kind of surprising because they're, you know, first or second best team in the world on it. It's like them, Astralis, SK were all like really, really good on Overpass. But for some reason, and it's hard to see what changed, but clearly their attitude toward the map has changed a little bit. So I think they're still very good at it. I think it's probably Rain's best map in the whole game. And but still, you know, Nico's like tweeting out that he thinks it should be removed.
Yeah,
know,
I was about to say.
Which is so surprising.
Yeah, I mean,
and they banned it instantly.
it is very surprising considering that, you know, especially from our perspective as pundits, commentators, viewers, it's one of the better maps because it provides the most diversity, has the most depth, tactically, strategically from both sides of the coin. If you look at a cobblestone as the extreme advantage to the opposite, you have one side which has inherently just all of the same. And the CT side, it doesn't really have too much in the way of options, and that's just, you know, not as interesting as an Overpass where both sides can essentially play a T side.
Yeah, I do have some criticisms, and I don't know if it's Nico, the same thing that Nico doesn't like, but I do feel like the map's geometry is not done very well, even though tactically and strategically it is very deep. There's quite a few weird angles, and the areas like long don't feel finished to me.
I love Overpass. I think it's perfect.
What do you think is unfinished about long?
I just think that if you set up on CT side and you commit to the rock and the tree, or the bicycle or something, those are very dangerous setups. They clearly want you to play long because of how much distance you can get to as a CT without getting spotted. But once you're out of those spots, it's really difficult to fall back from.
What's wrong with that being a thing?
Because the spots themselves aren't very good.
So why do they have to be?
So they have spots that they want you to play, but they're not even very good, and it's hard to fall back from.
Why can't they be like that? Why should
everything
it be that
can
way?
be the way it is?
But I think that's not an argument to me. Like
an argument as
like
to why a spot's bad.
They are.
It's like
they are dangerous spots. They are high risk spots.
Here's a part of the map that we want you to play, but we don't make it easy for you. That's kind of the same thing with Cobble. It's like all the spots on the sites are really strange. They don't look like spots you're even supposed to play in. They're not good angles.
So there's risks to playing those spots for the CTs.
Yeah, they could just make them better spots.
But why can't it be bad, dodgy spots?
It's like you want people to play.
I mean, you could look at it like you could look at their fast rotations and say that they have this to balance things out. If you look at things in that way, so I don't think that because something is high risk, it's necessarily bad. It's bad if you're the team playing that spot, sure. But it doesn't mean that it shouldn't be there.
Well,
otherwise
everything
is bland.
High risk, but still good is like close left when you get to the site on long. So if you're playing that spot, if you get cleared, you're dead. But that's high risk, but it's still a good angle, and that's totally worth playing sometimes. But when I say bad, it's like Cobble's full of bad angles in the sense that it's not really fair fights. Like you don't really know if you're gonna win, and that's how I feel about the spots at long.
I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily.
So then you
by
can justify,
default.
like,
otherwise
anything on
everything's
any map.
monotonous and bland.
Not really. So I think there's a lot of spots on the rest of the map.
I think it adds flavor. Flavor is good.
It's the wrong flavor.
You should be a man of flavor.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I like all flavors.
I'm just glad that you don't design a map for Londres.
That's something we can comment to.
Well, FaZe will clear out B pretty easily, it seems. The bomb's made its way over there. The aggression was nicely towards A for an IP. And although they do get the frags, the bomb we planted, which is pretty good for FaZe, because this could end up being around where Karrigan gets an extra kill or two. If not win it entirely, that would be pretty impressive in the 1v3, but that would put a lot of pressure on the economy of NIP in FaZe with the extra money from the plants, as well as the money that they saved in the previous victories. It definitely puts them in a very good spot, even though they will likely lose this round. We'll see though. Karrigan, that's a good start. Ooh, the spray comes in. More good damage done, but can't quite adjust for Dennis in time. So indeed, an extra kill. And I think FaZe will be fairly happy with this round, although it was winnable. NIP with that big pressure and presence towards the A side of the map, now going double ops very early. This will be fun. Dennis, Draken, very explosive.
Throwing all his bits away. Ooh, the auto shotgun from Get Right. Playing in connector perhaps. Yes. Alrighty then. Short B has been taken very quickly indeed by Ninjas in Pyjamas. That is I don't think that smoke was meant to go that deep, but it should not matter for his purposes. Nobody really around the B bomb site for the time being. FaZe starting to clear out the long area, flashing towards long. They'll check the boulder, check the tree. No one is there, but Rez, how many kills can he get from this position? Might be hard for him to fall back. He's got no support whatsoever. And Karrigan will shoot him in the face. So that should pull some rotation. Our NIP going to flank though. He's got two players in connector. Get Right is limited in what he can do though in terms of range with this auto shotgun. Now it becomes awkward.
That's a really good flank. It's just that he's only got that shotgun. And Draken doesn't feel comfortable rotating through the stairs.
Glance for the front of the site so they can defend from the toilets position. Garrett could maybe get a cheeky kill, but it does seem somewhat unlikely that he's going to be able to do too much. The M4 upgrade, though, that might make the difference. If one play goes towards long, indeed they will, and they are unaware of Get Right. And that's an easy 2K. Now a 3v3 and it's on. All of a sudden, although they will lose Dennis, Get Right can still do more work as Nico goes for the flank, and this could be the end of Get Right, but he manages to somehow finagle his way out of the angle, re-engaging with Nico on fairer terms, but the terms will still be stacked in Nico's favor. Draken will try to survive with the AWP, and indeed ends up being a pretty perfect result for FaZe, eliminating everybody and resetting the economy of NIP.
That's a rough one. Not the CT start you want.
Yeah, I think the guns were a little different. That round could have gone a little differently. So Get Right had the auto shotgun, which I think was fine for stairs, but then once he had the flank, it was strange. And then Draken had a really strong position in stairs as well, but because he was offing, he was like, I can't risk flanking bathrooms with this, and had to make a big rotation around. So maybe just getting a bit unlucky with that.
Guardian looking to farm. What's that farming game people like? Harvest Moon or something?
Harvest Moon. That's the Game Boy. That's a long time ago.
It's on the Switch.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was going to say Farmville.
It's on the
Also
Switch. No, I'm thinking of Stardew Valley actually. I played it and I was like, I don't get the hype, man. I like buying carrots. Don't like growing carrots. Looking to make some more money is Guardian. Dinked now, doesn't want to give a kill away for free. Meticulous is Guardian. He's baited them forward, but they've got a kill. Maybe they can make some money now, the Ninjas in Pyjamas side, and they certainly do need it. The hunt is on. Perez can use a teammate for bait, trying to swing out wide, but with only 20 HP. Wasn't going to get very far. I think he ran into his teammate's fire, maybe took a bullet in the head. And, ooh, this will be a rough one. Dennis with 3,300 to start. Enough for a French gun, Kevlar, and a smoke grenade. Only 3 flashes for the CT side as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if they, well, they don't have a Molotov to try and take short B in the way they did previously, but there are other approaches, this being one of them. 2 flashes, but nobody home just yet. FaZe starting slow. However, Rain has already made his way through connector.
And I think, oh, they've actually got yeah. So Exist holds B now, and he decides whether or not he goes short B or goes all the way back through spawn. But this might be another round where they almost just like straight up avoid NIP setup and make the rotations really difficult. NIP have no info at A or stairs, so this is kind of a heavy gamble. They don't have an ability to rotate quickly, nor do they have info at A.
So, a minute to go, plenty of time. Rez will spot the first one. Still suspicious of Long, but there's no one there. Little does he know that, but this will be pretty easy to defend for NIP, I think, if let's see, grenades are perfect for FaZe. Indeed, another free one for Rez, although he does get traded. Nice split from Draken, and indeed it ends up being cleaned up fairly easily. FaZe, with 1 minute on the clock, plenty of time to perhaps create more opportunities. Just try to barrel down, or from one front.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's no one. There's actually a lot of ways that FaZe could lose apart from this. Like, you know, if NIP had more info, if NIP had long control, FaZe didn't even try to take long, so if they had one person there, that crossfire would have been really difficult for them to deal with. But I'm surprised they lost versus all of NIP's members just sitting on the site.
Yeah, very peculiar. See though if they have a better plan this round. They've got a lot of presence towards B there, actually cycling the bomber back with Nico. Okay, no, Nico will stay actually, it seems, towards Monster. So what is the bomb up to? Imagine if there was a man in connector. Be scary. You usually don't want the bomb to go alone.
Can't imagine that was purposeful.
Ray's got to be the best overpass player in the world, right?
Oh, the timing. That was a T flash as well. Who knows? Maybe Rez's shoulder would have been showing. His control of connector. FaZe don't have short B. Hot Flash asking questions. There are 3 NIP players in the B bomb site. Now Rez starts to look for information at the 40-second mark. This off angle there, will he be prepared for it? Oh, Carrigan just looking the wrong way. There it is. Warning for these NIP players, but they are blind. Forest now sees multiple players. Nice bursts from him, leaving it in a 2 versus 1. 20 seconds for Guardian. He has done disgusting things on this bomb site before. Spots Draken, doesn't know where Rez is, but he's making his way through the smoke, and they've traded positions. 10 seconds now, and could have been something, but not this time for Guardian.
He definitely had the right idea. If he had pushed through that smoke a few seconds earlier and got that kill, it still would have been a difficult plant, but at least it was a 1v1, and the last guy from NIP would have been stuck in pit. So, you know, that was something. I like the idea behind it for sure. Now it's just pistols for FaZe. They've actually turned the economy around and done it pretty quickly. Aggressive A setup. Draken takes first contact and gets glocked to death.
Some blocking there from the NLP players, which probably didn't help. Dennis will back off to reload, but you may want to stay close to the AWP to collect it afterwards. So Exist may be able to get behind these CTs, but they are moving around the bomb now and giving up control everywhere else. Surround the bomb, surround the weapon.
You know, actually, thinking about it, with the timing was different with sort of the availability of players, I would have actually expected Dennis to jump in for Olofmeister on FaZe instead of Exist. And that actually is an incredibly scary prospect, because I feel like Dennis is overall a
He seems like the right mercenary for that.
Yeah, he is the guy. He's like the, you know, like the LGB guys, you know, Olofmeister, Dennis. Like it just fits. It just fits.
Yeah, because he's kind of like Rain, where he was the best player on his team, and he was like a small superstar, just like Rain was on his LGB, and Dennis on the other LGB. So yeah, that's interesting. Shower thoughts.
Yeah. For us going in though, the grenades will actually assist him, enable him to get quite deep there, but unfortunately unable to find a fragging opportunity. That might be Rez's reality though, as he does make his way forward, finds himself an engagement, but can't do too much. Unfortunately for him, Draken was watching towards the playground, as he should have been. Nico has got an advantage here, and wow, that is a crazy repeat there from Draken, very ambitious. Works out for him though, as the 3v2 is now the situation for NIP. They've done pretty well here. Forest once more, he's been quite active. And he gets rewarded. Catching Exist, clambering down the ladder to his doom. Good luck, Carrigan.
Again, these two teams are neck and neck on the same points in the league at the moment, but the Ninjas and Pyjamas have a game in hand over FaZe. So very interesting stories to be told in the next 2 hours. Stay tuned and stay subscribed. Carrigan looking to get a bomb plant at the very least. But this is quite a rotation from these CT sides, team players. They are out of position somewhat, although he's backing that ass up. And security have kicked him out of the club.
Carrigan very good, very smart in those 1vx situations. He won, I think it was, what was it, Cash? That, I can't remember if that was land, it was like round 30, won like a 1v3 on Cash versus Astralis, I believe it was. To take it to OT maybe. And he constantly has those moments where it's like, least mechanically gifted player on his team, one of the highest IQs when he's playing by himself. And it's pretty awesome.
NIP have done really well to take control of the situation. I mean, it had all the makings for a really bad game for NIP, getting reset in the perfect way as far as FaZe were concerned and all that, managing to bring it back immediately. And now they have the chance to take the lead instead, and all they have to worry about is a bunch of CZs. Dennis, it's so close.
Drills are out. Ooh, just the one kill though. This is a problem. There is one more CT on the site, but he gets wrecked as well. Guardian now advancing position, trying to contain these CTs, follow them through, but Guardian spots one player coming out the balcony. Get right, he's got enough bullets left to continue this. Rez is right behind him. Drops with a flashbang though. Nico, does he hear the footsteps? Does he hear the clips? That is quite a forceful round from FaZe.
That's really cool. That's like one of those rounds where they only spent like $2,000 on utility and then 500 each on CZ. But they turn it into this really strong rush. Great flashes, Molotov coverage, and everything.
I mean, one of the things though is that you do have Forrest throwing like all of his AK bullets whilst the rush is about to come in. I mean, maybe, it's not 100% clear if the rush is coming in, but I think also that his teammate with him was also spamming at the same location, which means that no one is actually going to be ready to take the fight if someone does push. So it seemed, and that was a really big problem.
That's a good point.
Otherwise, they should have gotten another like 2 kills on the entry, I would say.
Rez with a nice upgrade. Now they know there's a CT in connector, but they don't really have personnel to deal with a potential flank. So FaZe may feel like they have to press on. 3 versus 5 now, maybe they do anyway. Draken in long, trying to fall back to site at the moment. Slowly moving in. Looks like he might be scoped in already. He is indeed. So no audio cue given away there. Spots the bomb planter, spots Guardian. Counts a 5 versus 2, backing off. The numbers game is very great. Nico anticipating the play from connector. That's one man down. Carrigan trying to force the issue as well. Get right, moving into position. He spots the head. Trying to stop the trade fragments from coming in, but he can't pick him off. Nico now taps again. That's 2 taps. Only 2 on this occasion. 3 players survive for NIP, and they pick up a second sniper rifle.
NIP's aggressions are going really well. At the early round, they're taking initiative and finding really good duels each time, and often putting FaZe on the back foot almost immediately. And that's and individually they've been looking really good too. So able to always convert on those favorable engagements that they're finding with their aggressions. Really playing the CT side as it should be played at the moment. So impressive from NIP.
Both teams on a bye. They disposed of the second sniper rifle, preferred the AK instead. Okay, Forest. Oh, that is an important second frag for the CT side. They'll be happy with that. 2 for 1, let's go.
This is really awesome because Forest has been basically taking aggressions everywhere. Whether it's sewers at the start of the round or connector or whatever it is, he tends to just go for the pushes. That said, we have to hold that fort because Exist has found himself a very good opportunity in a 3v3 to go for a flank around Monster. He may not be all that aware exactly as to the positioning of Get Right, but he soon enough will understand that he has the bomb sites, and that will call into question where is that remaining B player. So he should have the ability to deduce that Get Right is in the sewers area. And there it is. He's going to be able to find him. Very methodical Exist, and he's cleared out half the map.
No one's in position to collect the bomb right now, though.
They, yeah, they're a little bit behind. They might actually decide to go somewhere else if they go back and get the bomb, just because they know the rotations are going to come in. B site was taken. It's actually both players here. I don't know if they come back to the same site, but they might.
Seems that Nico, could he be offering a fake towards the A site to pull players away? 30 seconds remaining, and it seems they actually head towards A. So Guardian won't partake in the any kind of fake. They're just going to go together.
Yeah, NIP at some point had this round. Oh my god, they're actually going to go back to B.
Okay, so it will be the fake after all. And it has been enough to pull Dennis out of the site completely. 7 seconds left as the bomb goes down. They realize they've been sold a fake. Cheap ripoff, carbon copy. 2-on-2, it's doable. Rez on the high ground shows just enough for Guardian to reveal his position. Dancing now onto Team Flash, oh no!
Nice shot from Rez. Now Nico's in the clutch. They're very weak, these CTs, so he should have a very good opportunity. He doesn't anticipate the first angle though, but will deal very well with it regardless. Great response, great reaction, and FaZe with a very well needed round. Look at the money. Everyone's broke. Even FaZe.
What a mad round. It's a great plays. I mean, there's good early aggression from the CTs. Take stairs, go 1 for 1. Exist to find his way into the B side after they drag in, pushes to peak Monster from short, and then a clutch at the end after a fake is thrown.
That was wild.
Everything, yeah.
That was all over the place. Now it's a USP round with a cameo appearance from a CZ75, but it's not in the B bomb site, so damage will be minimal. Nico holding an angle on connector, but he might be flanked, although you'll hear these footsteps. Just in case there's a second player, he was delaying, but there was, and Rez was even more delayed. Gets an AK out of it for the time being.
Wow. Guardian survives. Okay, really close game actually, all things considered. I think NIP had a lot of hardships, yet they still managed to really assert themselves onto the game. They were able to play a very good CT side, theoretically and also from a practical perspective. How it worked in the execution of it was great. However, it's down to this last round, and they are looking too shabby. MP7 on Get Rights, but everybody else with a good gun.
Three players in the B-bomb site for the Swedes. Rez is in a very forward position indeed, but Nico's still looking for it. Punishing him accordingly. I think Ninjas and Pyjamas have found good balance in their CT aggression in general, because there was a time where it was just 100% all the time, or it felt like that.
Yeah.
But now they seem to have found a middle ground. He wasn't successful there, but that's not really the point. 1 minute 10 for FaZe to capitalize on this one-man advantage.
Yeah, I mean, you could say like he died and therefore he shouldn't have gone, but there's definitely an argument for pushing something on Overpass all the time, so it's important to try. Just like Draken tries to reclaim some map control. Dies. It's unfortunate, but it's like it was still a pretty good fight for him to take.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting that kill a lot of the time. Get right, very good movement. Oh, that's going to work out, but can't get the second one. Does get some good damage. Forest should be able to clean up this frag. A bit awkward, does take some damage, but he does get the kill in the end. However, will he hit in time? Oh god. No. Oh! Gets some good damage though. Clutch is open here for Dennis as he makes his way forwards. These players all critically weak. Dennis, will he look straight down? Surely he will.
I think he will.
Goodbye, Exist. Now Dennis's position very gnome here, but again, these players very weak. Oh my god, there's one on the side. Dennis, you gotta be careful. Really nice juking there from Rain, and he is gonna just play Dennis for a fall. Indeed. Well played by Rain there to secure the final round of the first half. 9-6 for FaZe. And to be honest, I think this scoreline makes a lot of sense. They won the pistol. And if you sort of remove that, you know, you get a sort of 6-6 look.
It shows how close the game was.
It's a super close game.
Yeah. It's actually really tight. This is crazy. I like this.
This is a good match of the counter-strikes. Some good counter-striking here.
Very good, Dan. Very good. Just need to add a line about it being globally offensive. And you're good to go. 5 Glocks for the Swedes. 5 sets of Kevlar as well. No flashes, no nothing. So this will be a curious one where they choose to engage. They're looking for some close quarters action on long. But will they actually pursue long with these Glocks? Seems like they... Well, who knows? They're going around the playground. Safety first. High visibility jackets. And all that. Rain says hello. Rain says goodbye for now. And now they come. They've got to use the numbers here if they're going to go towards long. And they will. 3 players there to make up for the shortcomings of the Glock. And they will be successful. Nico taken out towards the B bomb side as well. So 1 person outside B. 3 players long. What do you make of this FaZe?
Just thinking that fight Nico took there was actually so hard for him. Ooh. Burst comes out from Get Right. This is not going to work out. The 1.6 throwback. And the one will go down for NIP. And if they're to win this round, that's going to even things up here. You like to see that. The pistol rounds going one apiece. Maybe still a chance here, or maybe not. Carrigan gets a nice fadeaway shot there. Now he's being toyed with. There it is, 7-9. NIP pick up the pistol. Can they do as well as FaZe though?
That's the best result, isn't it? Now we get the pistol balanced out and everything.
Yes.
Closest match possible. This will be... I mean, NIP kind of survives. Actually, no, this will be the definitely the harder half for NIP. But they played well last half, so...
Why would it be the harder half?
I just think that...
Please show your work.
Expound on that. Because this is where Rain really shines, and Guardian as well. Opping and pushing A almost every single round. Extremely hard to deal with. And even though Rain copied a lot of his positions and the way he played from Fur, in some ways he does it better. So he's definitely the man to watch. And this is where FaZe had the most dominant halves. CT side Overpass.
Marvelous.
Well. And the people take it slowly to begin with to try to avoid any craziness. They want to keep things under control. And they are getting ground slowly but surely up the long position, and they're fairly tightly packed together as you would want them to be. Still holding here, still waiting for a response. There's a spot and FaZe.
Look at the time though.
Yeah.
They don't have control of toilets almost at all right now, so it is a funnel of these players down long, which is interesting. 35 seconds as they move into the site. Exist up close, running out of bullets though. It will be 2 frags to the 1 of FaZe. Still got Guardian in position, so maybe, just maybe this will work out. No attempt to stop the bomb plant from going down, so that is the first crisis averted for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Yeah, kind of just shows you the power of going long as well, because even though FaZe pretty clearly suspected that as the play, there's only so much you can do. Like all the T's are there. Unless somehow gets like a 3-man spray down with the C's there, it should always get away with the T's. And especially with an assist from Molotovs or flashbang smokes, then it becomes even stronger for the T's to win around like that. So
Yeah, anti-ecoing into Crossfire is like one of the worst things you can do. And for long, the only one angle is that at the very end of long, there's one spot where CTs can stand to Crossfire. But apart from that, for the terrorists, they come into the site, they don't have to watch their backs, and that's the key. I think that you should be looking for on the anti-ecos. Something that NIP always do really well in their anti-ecos.
Yeah. Agreed. It's one of the two rounds you want to play. The other one is it's essentially a monster push, or some form of fast speed play, essentially, depending on how you want to do it. And you can see, in fact, NIP will demonstrate that right here. It would seem these are the two strongest anti-eco, anti-force bite rounds that you can run. There's a variety of reasons for that. Bish bash bosh. Nico with the frag there.
Oh, the HEs.
Do it. Molotov.
Oh my god.
Nade them.
Shooting gallery. Carrigan. What if? Go for it. Oh.
9-9.
If you run that 100 times, maybe he wins 3 times.
9-9-9.
999. Very good, very good. Nico warping. Ooh, treats. Treats. Nico currently 20 for 10.
Wow. He's gonna push short B, you think?
Maybe hold it automatic style, or be flashed into peak monster. Since his teammates are behind him now, it will be kind of half of the latter.
Is he alone? Is there someone else there at
on the
CT?
balcony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got the flash. The flash.
That'll be an interesting flash.
I guess it would. The pillar would obscure Nico's vision of the flash, because normally you'd expect it to go on the left-hand side, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
To be more.
If that flash is monster for him, it's got to land in front of what Nico's looking at, right?
I think it's more for people who would already be out the tunnel. Nico shoots, flash comes out, so he can back off a bit and engages the flash.
10 level Steve. Underwater backgammon.
It's a very tentative round from FaZe. They've run out of utility, more or less. They've got a couple of, 3 smokes actually. So even though it looks like a small amount, it's kind of what you would like to have at this point. Oh, the shadows. Rain.
Oh dear.
Oh my. 3K. With
Team
the
kill.
Assist of Get Right. And that leaves Draken, and the round is exploderized.
Rain's position is sprayable. You can spray through that wall. If it's obvious enough that you're going to have some players in that position as a T, then I think it's a worthwhile spray.
Double H.
Yeah, especially if they know what you're doing and you're not doing anything else in your default. Like if they know you're there, you might as well be like shooting it.
Yeah, if it's obvious that you're likely there.
He dinked all. He could also get pre-fired. He dinked all of them. Even the guy. I mean, he basically got his kill stolen. I mean, he destroyed all of them.
There's got to be some good nades for that spot as well, like double HEs and stuff.
You could just spray it.
As well.
Spray it with an AK.
But I mean, for example, if you double HE that position mid rounds a few times and a half, I wonder what the response will be.
Oh dear. Not a good start for FaZe. They'll have some HEs, but damage is minimal. NIP would love a reset now. Forrest will pick up a second sniper rifle. Guardian is long gone, so how will they approach this, Ninjas in Pyjamas? How will they try to utilize these snipers now? Get Right can perhaps collect a weapon upstairs. He's only got the CZ. Clearing out connector. Meanwhile, through the door, player lies in wait in short B, and it's Nico. Reynal standing on a bin, trying not to get, well, it's a dodgy angle.
Binned.
Will be a problem to deal with. I saw a guy get put in a bin once.
I was going to ask you if you've been put in a bin.
I haven't been put in a bin, but I watched a guy put someone in a bin, and then his brothers came down and made that guy get in the bin himself.
Did they then push the bin down a hill?
Some
No.
UK justice right there.
But it's like, get in the bin, or I'm going to beat the crap out of you. Guy got in the bin.
I wouldn't give in to this.
Filthy streets of London.
The terrorist demands.
You won't see me in a bin anytime soon, but Rain will not be having good time on the bin. Carragano trying to hold things down on the site with 2 kills so far. Has to buy time for a rotation as well, but he's only good for those 2 kills. Existo's not far away now. There's 10 seconds for this one to go down.
But I would imagine they'll have the kill here. Nico is going to be taken out. 10-10, and look how these teams are trading rounds.
Yeah.
This is, like, no one is taking a lead.
And they've really had to earn that round too.
Yeah.
So a lot of good fights, you know, that's just how this map can play out. CT's fighting hard for that bathrooms control, and then the terrorists, you know, having friction every step of the way. But NIP do it.
They're looking more and more, like NIP are looking more and more fleshed out as a team. It's really cool to see. I didn't anticipate. I didn't feel as though Dennis would make an enormous difference. I thought that the difference would not be made in the way that it has, but more so in just here is more firepower, which creates some volatility, but can create deep runs every so often, but no consistency. It's kind of what I anticipated, and many other pundits as well. But Dennis has had a great effect on this team, and I can't wait to see how that manifests itself at the bigger lands that will come, in the rest of the year for them. So NIP really slowing the pace down again. So one thing to note at this point is that NIP have showed 2 anti-economies. They've showed the long one, they've shown the B rush, and now they're basically spread out across the map and just walking around.
Yeah. Wow, they're entering one rifle. Kind of risky, huh?
This is incredibly risky.
Oh wow. I was surprised they didn't just kill him there.
Yeah.
After he took that shot.
Time to run away, Draken. Although 20 HP. That's a really nice angle for an AWP, by the way. Those peaks are glorious, but he will ultimately go down. Weapons to be collected. And this is all good for NIP. 3 versus 2. FaZe can expect the hunt. So what do they choose to do?
What do you think about this, Dan?
So for me, I feel as though NIP maybe overthought it, just saying, okay, we've shown these 2 rounds. The thing is that they're 2 rounds which are very strong if they're executed very well. It's not as though FaZe have rifles; they still have a horrible disadvantage. So if you, and they don't have utility either, or Kevlar. So if you just play, one of those 2 rounds again, it's still somewhat of a 50-50 for FaZe. So they'll have to get lucky. But even if they get lucky on guessing correctly, they still have a heavy disadvantage. This, however, creates a spot where we see that you basically give FaZe the opportunity to isolate some players. FaZe are almost never winning this round, but they can absolutely create setups to isolate players and steal guns, and that's like one of the best cases for them. And NIP made it easy for them to do so. So I'm not a fan.
And it was like expensive guns too.
Yeah.
Like if they ran that same round but they used the MAC-10, they would have been able to see 3-4 people.
Yes, that would have made it much better. You're completely correct. I really agree with that.
Maybe they didn't know for some reason that it was like a full eco.
Oh, yeah, you're right actually, because FaZe has survived one of the previous rounds with I think 5 players. So, and FaZe we could see were quite conservative. They had a 4,000 and less on a lot of players, so they decided to save. Yeah, that was probably what it was. I think they deserve the benefit of the doubt there. But we'll see how it turns out. It's 11-10. Nice aggression from Nico. He finds the bomb too.
That was a dirty flash, like just short enough.
There goes Get Right. Dennis and Forrest taking some damage through the smoke. Not quite going the way NIP had planned. What do you do at this point? What is the play? They will regroup. Down goes the smoke, but again, FaZe have everybody intact. They will be well prepared for this. NIP will need a stroke of luck perhaps to get something going here. Carragher with an off angle by the barrels, and that'll be good for a 2 versus 4. Nico with a very unusual angle, as Forrest can't get anything else out of it. Just the one kill for Ninjas in Pyjamas in that round, and their money is in the proverbial toilet.
I think they threw that fake to kind of play dumb. Or they threw the smoke and then went deep to make it seem like they were going to go back to A. It's like, here's a really, really weak fake. Oh, to make it seem like, okay, hopefully FaZe bite on this a little bit, rotate out. But FaZe did not bite.
PC50 for Get Right, and a bunch of glocks.
Nice. Nice. Fire.
Who's the girl from Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Buffy.
Was her name like Michelle or something? Sarah Michelle Gellar Production says instantly. We know where the perverts are at.
Why do you have to be a pervert to know the actress's
It was
name?
just, his response was too fast, man. That show's been dead for ages. How's he knowing that stuff? He's got them posters. He confirmed he's had the post. I respect that.
Why did you bring that up?
I don't know. It was just in my head. I was
so
like, I was just wondering, like, you know, where are they now? I was like, I haven't seen that girl in ages. What's she?
Wait, who
What
was
is she
it in
doing now?
production that said that? I couldn't hear.
I'm not calling them out on stream.
I was aiming. Okay.
All right, there you go. I mean, it's a Glock round, right? I need to. I had to just ask a question. Sarah Michelle Gellar, where are they now?
That was humorous. Speaking of humorous, I learned what the humorous is yesterday.
What the humorous
From
bone?
an anatomy perspective.
Yeah.
What?
The humerus, it's like this part of your arm. It's this bone.
It's your funny bone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's the bone that you hit
Like
it,
the
and
like
then-
the
and then
thigh
you laugh.
the thigh bone is the femur.
You laugh, but it
For
also
example.
hurts really bad. Guardian.
It's like the femur of your upper body.
I called this a Guardian pick because when Overpass came out, he was just doing this over and over again. It's something that any offer would figure out, but he was just mad. He was just insane at it. They do this sometimes. I think Rain normally pushes long on their anti-ecos, and other times would focus on bathroom and stairs.
He hears the stepping. He hears footsteps. He hears the sounds of boots colliding with the cobbles.
I always find that interesting, that position interesting from a T perspective. How deep or shallow do you throw a flashbang? Rain, half looking to avoid a flash, but with all those footsteps, has to look for people coming out behind him as well. Moving into the toilets now, and Draken takes down Guardian. Karrigan inside the toilets, and maybe because of that first pick, they might not check this position properly. Or maybe they will. Karrigan taken away. And those are two big holes in the FaZe defenses. Brez didn't quite see Rain, but the 180 will be there. And this is very, very costly indeed for FaZe, coming towards the site for the time being, but I don't expect they're actually going to go for this. I would imagine they're just trying to create space to save later on, but Get Right's already on the flank. Very slowly indeed, there is time. Again, Nico just showing some presence, but surely he will fall back.
Nice.
Or will he? Seems they're going for a late one, maybe expecting some of the players to have retreated already, but NIP seemed expectant.
That's a round we gotta watch back because... Wait, how did Guardian die that round? Do you remember? Because he went and peeked A, and then he fell back.
I don't know that we saw him.
Okay, so he,
No, I don't think we.
so they killed him and then walked up. But it's kind of nuts from NIP because they walked all the way up bathrooms to the point that they were basically at the site and got to shoot Karrigan in the side when he didn't expect to see anybody there. I mean, Rain could have had a big flank too, but they didn't make any noise, so he didn't activate it, ever. He was always worried about them.
Aha!
Aha.
He died. I get surprised when people die to that still. This has been in the, this is something that's been happening for a long time. But I guess sometimes
I think it was mostly bullet damage.
you go for a timing and you pray that they will miss the first few bullets. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't always smoke it, which is probably the weird part.
Push comes in through Monster. Rez will get the entry. Karrigan with the AWP needs to do quite a bit of work, and he's going to get surrounded, overwhelmed. And that's the first shot missed. Maybe no more opportunities to line up, but no frags for Carragher.
Ninjas in Pyjamas about to take the lead, and once again, FaZe are in a difficult spot. Look at the complete lack of money. Not many zeros in those bank accounts. And IP look to survive with all their players intact. Dennis will be ready for that one though, but Forrest, oh, still drawing his gun, cannot trade. That might have an impact later on. Those are important kills for FaZe if they can recover later. Guardian. Just a treat, isn't he? He's like cake on your birthday.
Is he though?
On my birthday, yeah.
Is that?
I don't know about your birthday,
I would
mate.
say
Yeah,
my
Guardian
birthday
jumping
too.
out of your birthday cake, James.
That's not.
That's not what I said there.
Oh.
That's not what I said.
You're Kathy Newman.
I thoroughly enjoy watching Guardian do things like that. I also thoroughly enjoy eating cake on
Me
my
too.
birthday.
I'm with James on this.
Actually, just eating cake in general. I don't do things on my birthday.
I like cake and Guardian.
What kind of
Separately.
cake would Guardian be? Red velvet?
No.
It's a good cake.
One of those strawberry gâteau, definitely.
Guardian
the glazing on
He
top.
is a chocolate gâteau that lands directly in your mouth.
Strawberry gâteau, not chocolate gâteau.
From yesterday, James. I'm referencing you from yesterday.
This is today, strawberry.
Okay. Well, very explosive round for NIP. They are just smashing down the lines of defense. The fortified B bomb site is now being laid to rubble. No fortifications left. The burning oil has been used, but it was ineffective.
There is a VR game that Valve made where you're an archer, you know, stopping people. Have you played that game?
I love that game, yeah. That game's so good.
And it has burning oil, which you can pour on people. It's kind of gross.
We played it. We played that when you got your VR device
Oh, in the one of the older studios.
in one of the Oh god, that would have been like 3 seasons ago. I think it was 3 seasons ago, James.
It was a while ago. Yeah. My friends love that game when they come over to play.
Space Pirate game was great as well. Trainer. Space Pirate Trainer.
You should play that again.
That was
It has-
my favorite game.
It has updates with these giant things, and I was scared when I last played it. Somehow I did really, really well, and then it just these huge things just annihilated me. It's like Star Wars level, just giant ship things.
We should stream it.
It's like almost like a giant Modok or something.
Oh my god. That's a good idea.
MVC mode?
Huh?
MVC mode?
Yeah, yeah. Just this huge, I don't know what it was. Without the face though, just this giant thing, I don't know. Well faced with a two-man setup, looking away for a potential flashbang, expectant with the footsteps, but no. Rez peeks blind, he peeks raw. Guardian exists, Nico remains to try and stop match point, although I think it's fair to say they are expectant of match point. They're only 3 rounds away, and Nico here is fine. They want to put their best foot forward. Footsteps spotted by Exist. Only 2 players left to defend. Nico with the deagle. You never know. Let's not forget that round on Cash. All kinds of nonsense with the deagle, but not today. Not now, not this round. Maybe not this game.
Not now. NIP! It's so good to see them in the form that they have been displaying today, because there's been times in the past where, you know, you can look at NIP and be like, okay, they're getting good results and so on. But right now what I'm seeing is everyone playing really well individually to the level that you expect, which is a very, very, very high level.
Fanatic.
And then... and then...
Can't get the start.
And then you actually have them playing from a theory perspective. They're playing the map really well. Like they on the CT side especially is very technically difficult to understand exactly the kinds of pushes, how you want to orchestrate them, and then also how you want to do them round by round. But NIP are beasting it.
Slide into my scope.
What gun did Nico have? He hit the dink. Is that M4? Guess so.
Oh, he did a dig.
Oh yeah.
1 bullets.
Can't
1
quite
dig.
see it. Maybe he just threw lightning at him.
Kapow.
Raiden style.
Awkward.
Ooh.
Ooh, so awkward.
Question of who was going to realize first. Does a gap exist? Is very aware of it though. Great second frag by him.
Oh, he's team
The
killed.
anticipation was marvelous.
It really doesn't seem right to see ECS killing his NIP,
The
NIP
genocide.
teammates. Doesn't seem right. It's not right. Oh. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks.
Shena.
Ooh.
Shaba. Hello.
That is the bomb spotted. Only one of the two players spotted, however. What is the CT reaction? We see Exist making a play through to short B from Monster. Can Forest be expectant of this position? Exist staying in the tunnel, spotting the last player, but it's only 15 seconds. He has to go B. He dared.
Damn, that's all exists. Just handling short by himself. They kept trying to come back to him. They kept putting him away, one after another. Well done.
Nice. Nice. Well, NIP still with money, still with guns, still with a chance to close the game. On Overpass at least. And Exist will be elevated, standing on the shoulders of giants. As is Forest. But the time for standing on shoulders is past. It's time to get more map control here for NIP. Is FaZe are actually playing a really passive CT setup. They've been aggressive many rounds, and this one is not one of those. Hello. That's a failed flashback. Although it won't really amount to too much. Rain with a nice smoke there. Let's see how this plays out.
Is this a... Can he see better than us?
I don't think so. I think he's like, is there any angle where I can see anything? No, I guess I'm moving out of here. I guess I'm moving away. Smokes to obscure the AWP angles, one would presume. Not sure if this is who's actually thrown this one, but Rain manages to steal a kill away from it, out of it rather. I don't think he spotted the players who were up close, but they'll fall back just in case. 4 on 4, bomb collected. T's heading towards A. But look how deep Nico is towards B, allowing 3 people to be in A in the meantime. This might be a problem for NIP.
Maybe. It's going to be a tough one to actually get past the defense as well. There's 3 players left at this point, as Forest is on 4 points of health, and he will be silenced. Laid to rest, put in the grounds.
So one difference on that round is when they're pushing up to A, FaZe are not letting them get past a certain point without a frag for sure, and that was like Rain asking for boosts, and there's like a lot of elevation actually right from where the site is to the front of and the side of bathrooms, and they kept abusing that, and he tried to do it in bathrooms with that one smoke by jumping up on the fountain and then coming back, and I actually don't know who threw the second smoke as well, but he abused it for a frag, which is very important.
Oh my god. Rain, unfortunate there. That looked very on point for the frag. I was going to say as well, with the 2 AKs in the AWPs, I would have liked to see Forest and Rez go CZ to just give them a bit more sort of speed. As a Deagle, basically the way that you're going to be shooting it is very similar to how you'd be using perhaps an AWP. But nevertheless, they'll get the upgrades. Forest will give it to his comrade Rez. How kind. This is very scary for FaZe right now.
Ooh, we've got a T creeping through the smoke from long in the meantime, closing the distance Forest, but he can't get a kill out of it. 4 on 4 now. There's time on the clock here for NIP. Sense of urgency is middling for the time being. The Guardian is a giant problem. Then it's taken out, and there's Carrigan from long. The bomb on the floor. Looks like we're heading to overtime. Draken alone now. Ooh, that's a nice 180 from him, but is he able to do this? Can he avoid getting traded? 1 versus 3. There are 25 seconds, so he can try to creep around a bit, but he's got to find a kill, and we see they've abandoned chip phase. Imagine if he got that kill. He's got to plant the bomb now. He must plant the bomb, but the flank is already in position. Overtime it will be.
Which makes sense as far as like how this game has gone. over time is really very consistent with how close this has been from start to finish. It's actually crazy how close this is.
It is.
There's not a single point in which I can separate either team. They're just incredibly close at this point.
Yeah. They both kind of made their own like small mistakes, and the other team has capitalized, and they are both posing problems. The other team is having trouble fixing, but FaZe have made strides in the latter part of that second half to deal with A, and NIP definitely love to go A.
Big strides. Strides.
Uh-oh. Forrest.
Hello, Rain.
He's got to be. Oh, they're flashing for him.
Oh, Rez from the back.
I'm surprised he wasn't aware of that. That flash was definitely meant to clear him at Fountain.
Well, now he knows.
Rezi.
Carrigan falling away from the bathroom area, looking maybe to support Guardian in long. Nope, he's going back. Perhaps some discussion. Guardian don't need no help, not from that angle anyway. So Carrigan maybe try to abuse distraction, one or the other. But look at the rotation here. Exists is in frame. Nasty surprise. Get right will spot him. He only sees one player, but he's falling back. Can he buy time? Needs to get away from that tunnel. Does so just in time. Nico's there with a forward position. Spots the bomb. Meanwhile, Exist stops the split.
IP take a moment to gather themselves. And Rez is now in position. Soul Man towards the sewers area, and FaZe only 2 on the big bomb sites. That's existing Guardian. Will it be enough? Guardian, if he hits the first shot, it will be, but they can avoid him using their utility to deposition Exist. He will burn. Guardian does not hit the first shot. Second one, is it going to be good? Doesn't even get a chance to pull the trigger. Down to Carrigan in 1v4. Unable to do too much. 16 for NIP.
It's so loud.
Why is
it so loud?
Why is there a police siren
I feel like it gets louder.
as well sometimes for like 2 seconds?
It's so loud.
It is booming.
They
I mean, I guess trains are loud, but I mean, that part does not need to be realistic. Like, relax, guys. It is a game. Let's not forget that.
maybe one day you'll be able to get onto vehicles in the map, James, and just
On vehicle.
travel.
Like the beginning of Half-Life.
Yeah, you can fast travel to different locations on the map.
Two-man aggression from Long, and Forrest not expecting this. Getting peppered. There he goes. FaZe with a very aggressive response. Is that some kind of gimmick smoke from Nico? I don't know. Either way, it's a 4 versus 2. And now 3 for FaZe. Carrigan taken down in brutal fashion, and Guardian's made his way towards Long, but he sees no one else. Does he go for a flank? It looks like he does.
So quiet here for Dennis.
Oh god. Look at the radar.
Guardian sees nothing just yet, but he's soon to turn to the site. And if they don't, where do they plant the bomb though? That's the interesting question. Okay, Optimus. Safe from Guardian, nicely done by Dennis. Kills the flank from the bank as now Guardian goes down. Draken with the timing. And now Exist. That bomb ticking away. Has to find the 1v2, but Draken's in position.
Wow.
Very, very good round from him. So cognizant of all the potential outcomes.
NIP showing a lot of chemistry in the late round.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Dismantling this 2v4.
Goodbye. Hey, door. It's goodbye in Swedish. FYI.
They've got chemistry like a North Korean science lab.
Don't know how good that is.
Oh yeah.
The current situation.
Check out their mountains.
Well, they have biological weapons, so.
You know what those weapons require, Dan? Chemistry.
Indeed. Yeah, I was helping you out.
I've been to a chemist before.
Beat to a chemist.
Or paracetamol. Maybe even a spot of ibuprofen.
Don't have to go to the chemist for that, James.
You got to buy it from somewhere.
You can get little gummies over here with that stuff in there.
Just don't eat them because they taste good.
Probably just get them at Toys R Us.
Right then, 3 players remain for FaZe, and it's the more dangerous of this buy. Nico with the AK-47, very notable, very dangerous. Always one to tap.
Please just do that. Do it.
Matter of time, surely a matter of time. But how much time? Seems his teammates are patiently waiting for the pick, but now we reach 30 seconds and the hairs might start to rise. There's a flashbang from Forest. Draken out. Can't really go too deep. 20 seconds. And they're just not being given that kill by Carrigan. Maybe he's waiting for Nico to be the initial engager now, and he's the initial engager, but where is Carrigan? Still waiting for the bomb plant now. He sees the shadow, delaying it as much as he can. Could be a 2-man spray. That it is! That bomb's not going down. And that is the round 1. Rain dancing in CT spawn stairs with a deagle.
I swear someone clearly saw Carrigan moving across.
I think they did. I don't know.
I feel like they clearly saw him moving across there. That's really weird.
That's strange.
K Money with the 30 bomb.
I think there was a player who had the bomb who clearly saw him. I'm pretty sure.
Probably should just. I don't even know.
That's very strange, yeah.
Could have given the bomb to
happens?
Draken, I guess, to cover with a rifle so they have more versatility, but like, the op would have been nice if there was someone coming up from CT.
Yeah, that's crazy. That should have been around for...
Probably just waited just, you know, the extra 10-15 seconds.
Yeah.
And gambled on FaZe making a really big mistake. Gamblers.
Look how passive FaZe are being right now at the start of the round. They are very, very scared of the aggression. And perhaps not scared, but very wary of it. And Nico's going to catch it onto Draken, decapitating him. No time for toying with the swings. Swings on the beach, James. Have you tried those?
No, Dan.
That's pretty cool.
I don't really use swings anymore. I used to, when I did use swings, I used to try and launch myself off them and go as far as I could. Because just using a swing is boring.
You could
Use it as a catapult instead.
You should try it. Give more weight this time.
Yeah.
You can. The science is better. The numbers are more favourable.
Here we go, Dennis with the first shot, but the flashbang is perfect. And NIP are getting wiped out, they're getting bleached, they're getting deleted. Backspace is being smashed by FaZe, leaving only Get Right. What does he do in this situation? Kinda needs to hold on to his gun. And already Nico is charging, he's on a scooter, and he is bolting it down long. Ouch.
Is that when you get hit, like you hit something and you just like fly over the handlebars?
Into a bush, into a thorn bush, nettle bush.
Yeah.
First team to 19 rounds to take this match of Overpass. This is match 1 of 4 for FaZe today. Match 1 of 2 versus Ninjas in Pyjamas. Again, both these teams are on the same points at the moment. Both trying to qualify for London, for Nando's, for Big Ben.
Oh
with
man,
no
I miss
bell.
Nando's. It's been a while.
Inferno will be the second map between these two. But first we continue on Overpass, Nico's least favourite map. Look how slow FaZe are approaching this round. They know Draken's lurking somewhere. But where? How about that? Very nice Molotov.
Carrigan's actually top fragging. Didn't realise that until just now.
He's going in right now.
Everyone on NIP though, very close together on the frags. Fun to see. Rez finds himself a bit of damage, but was hoping that was a frag because now he's given away his position. They'll charge him down. They'll run him through. And now it's going to be the 4-on-4. 45 seconds to go. The bomb is down, and Draken's going to discover it if he keeps going. There it is. Hello. This bomb just sitting there. All right, what's going on here then? There's 30 seconds to go. The bomb's on the floor.
That's weird. It got dropped because they carried it there, and Kerrigan died at... Oh, did Kerrigan die there?
He's got no rifle support though. He's on his own, and Nico coming in from a long position.
Wow.
Is causing issues. So
Great
it
flash.
collapses, and that leaves Forrest alone. It's a quick shot, but what can he get done in this situation? 10 seconds to plant the bomb. No HE grenade, no hero grenade for him. Actually, ironically, it was exist with the bomb, so imagine if there was a HE. That would have been very interesting indeed, but there wasn't. Match point FaZe.
Is there a replay for that, for how the bomb got dropped? I think Kerrigan maybe got off by Draken, and the Draken went to check if the bomb was still there.
There is no replay of this. It'll be lost in time.
Maybe that's what happened. That was a good, really nice flash to push him off. He was probably very upset about that because, you know, that's game changing for him to be able to stand there and then off the first person who comes through the smoke.
There we go. It's a good start for Ninjas in Pyjamas. It's been a long day, guys. Game on, of course.
Come on, please put that on the soundboard. Please. Please.
Ineligible.
Please put that on the soundboard. Please.
You bastards.
I tried to say reluctantly yesterday. It was very bad. Throw that in.
That was ridiculous. Dan, you talk.
I
Clearly I'm parched.
I'll only talk if they put it on the soundboard. What just happened? I said. Okay. Oh my god.
I escaped.
They said they weren't recording, but now they are. So now I'm going to mess up. It's going to be great, isn't it? Well, it looks like FaZe have taken things under control. They have harnessed power of their superior weaponry. And they are now moving as a unit as well, harnessing the power of team play too. And at this point in the 4v3, there's not all that much that NIP can really accomplish. In theory, FaZe should have this. Are they trying to fake? Cool, they can run down the stairs afterwards, and Nico was just going to run through for the flank. Guardian will run back down sewers. That's pretty cool. So yeah, this is pretty nice, but NIP have a chance because they're moving into the stack, and Gero gets one frag, but he's critically low. 1 HP, turns around at the wrong time.
Oh boy!
And now Draken. Oh my god,
it's over.
there's no time. Come on.
Bro. Guys, why?
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
I don't know what's happening.
Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum. Ho 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 ho. La 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 la. I'll stop. I'm sorry. I'm sure someone's triggered.
Well, that's all going on the soundboard, isn't it? Why have you done this, James?
Two sniper rifles and bitches in Pyjamas now. Ooh, Kerrigan walking through the flames, all of 4 HP.
Oh! Nice!
Nice,
Worth
dude.
it. Worth it getting blasted to 4 HP. Look at him go.
Oh.
What a baller. He's balling. Out of control. A double orbs there for an IP. Could be salvation. Could be consolation. Maybe it will be a demonstration of superior firepower. We'll see though, as once again FaZe are slow. Their pace has been very, very slow in the last few gun rounds. And NIP have sort of adapted to this, and they themselves have slowed down their CT side. They're not really taking some of those aggressions as they once were. And, oh my god. No frag.
He was out there on his own in the desert in isolation. He was in the yard looking for the basketball, and out came the thugs. 5 on 3, 35 seconds. FaZe playing the clock down again. They are very far away from the bomb sites at the moment, and that concerns me considering how Draken won the previous round. Don't forget, you got to plant the bomb.
For real, for real. They came close. Even on that round where Draken was off in bathrooms, that was last few seconds too. They barely got the plant. So normally you don't see FaZe get this close.
Oh boy, Rez. Can he do this? Yes, they're running into him. 12 seconds, Rez with a 3K, the bomb on the floor, Rez with a 4K. Oh my days, and it's Karragood who had 4 HP from almost the beginning of the run. What a collapsed phase. They were standing around for ages, man.
Counter-terrorists win.
He's got no adrenaline left after that.
There's 15 seconds on the clock when they push 5 versus 3. Oh dear, oh dear.
Last bullet, baby.
Triggered.
The cleanest of 4Ks.
15 seconds on the clock, 5 versus 3. No time for error correction. Just run into the Gatling gun. That is Rez. That gives NIP a round lead in overtime number 2. Well then, can they capitalize on this advantage phase? 1 minute 20 on the clock. NIP in passive positions for the most part. We've got Rez at the back of the toilets, although Dennis is moving forward with the second sniper rifle. Rez will have a brief engagement. Smoke hasn't gone where he wanted. Now there are flashes. Dennis has rotated away from the long position. Manages to escape and Rez will take his place. That's the bomb spotted. Smoke done afterwards, can be rescued. T's have to be careful here. 55 seconds on the clock. Exists getting cut to pieces. Getting Swiss cheesed up. The bomb's been abandoned at this point. Rez, does he go through the smoke? He's going to look for the flank. Oh no, he's not. Well, he kind of is, but the wrong flank. Because Rain is ahead of him. We've got flanks on flanks, but we've got the clock against FaZe once more. And Guardian, could he get caught off here? This is getting super weird.
Uh-oh. Rez is going to get a free frag. And now there's no time for Rain to do anything really. But die. He can die. He dies. If he dies, he dies.
That almost comes down to timing at the end of there, where all of those flanks are coming out. Rain doesn't see the bomb, pushes through long.
Uh-oh.
They go to retrieve it. They don't see him. He flanks somebody at long.
So they got no bomb plants. Look at their money. Look at the Mahoneys.
Oh, this should be the quick 3-0.
There he is. With a jinx. In with a jinx. The curse. Voodoo curse. Forest once again going for this Suez aggression as he has loved to do previously. Rez also going deep down in connector.
The flashes, there were some flashes timed well for Forest to peek. However, whoever the other guy with Exist is, I think it's Ray. Ooh, Draken. Talking about good flashes. They will serve both teams. But Rez is somehow basically in T-spawn. Hello.
Hello. Yep, just he pushed connector all the way very early on, which is a great gamble to take. And I like that a lot, especially with what Forest was doing, because if Forest fails, he gets a fast flank. If there's a lot of players there, there's a lot of possibilities for the aggression. And double AWPs is an awkward spot, but Pyjamas been having a great game. Maybe he can do something here. Maybe.
Great flash from Dennis. Concedes the position of one of these two FaZe players. And again, he's still got Rez just hanging out around the back of the toilets. Maybe Guardian's looking for him, but time is, well, FaZe have so many problems at the moment. Time is a problem. The 2 versus 4 is a problem. The player behind them is a problem. They've got all kinds of problems. Okay, Dennis taken out of position, but again, the flank is there. However, the bomb is planted on the correct side for the T's. Guardian unlucky there. That leaves Karragood alone now. He's been good so far, but can he win this round for his side? It will not be easy. There are limited places in which he can be. Get right holding angles. The wide peek from Forest. No one's there to trade. Awkward angles here. Around the back of the bank. Oh no!
That was nice.
Ouch!
That was really nice. They mollied out the top of it to make it seem like they were just going to go defuse and then get right. Didn't even have to move or wide swing at all. Just push Kerrigan into having to go back to CT. There was no other play for him to make. Checkmate. Or just check. They've still got a round to go.
Do you ever play much chess, James?
No, not really.
Should we play a best of 9 series of chess? We can stream it.
I don't think that would be very interesting to stream. However, there is
Well, for the-
I am part of the there's a chess app which is really cool, so you can play on the go. And I used to multi-table chess, although I played it. I would trigger my friend because I'd make a move like every day, once a day or something. But I'd play, all of us would play chess against each other at the same time, which was fun.
I'm gonna say chess.com is amazing.
Chess with friends on mobile devices. I'm a Scrabble guy.
I'll
should play
Scrabble
Scrabble.
tournament. I'll body you in Scrabble.
I
Then I'll
don't,
body you in CS.
you embody me in Scrabble, mate.
I'll body both of you in Scrabble.
It's on.
You can't even draw a circle, Launders. Why are you
This has
talking?
nothing to do with words, James. The straw man.
Well, this could be the end of the line for FaZe. Or perhaps they will be extending the line. The line has been shortened. Rain is dead, and the advantage falls on NIP as Guardian tries to get himself out long. That would have been great, but never mind. Even if he had made it, nothing would have been afforded him. NIP, are they going to be able to successfully destroy this setup, or will they be the victims? You'll be the victims. Wow. That is nuts, tracking so quick.
Got support from a teammate as well, running distraction while Forest will duel from the other side of the tunnel. There are problems here for FaZe Clan. What a brutal way to potentially lose this match. Karrigan managing to avoid the fire at the very least, but he can't avoid the fire and ire of Dennis. Leaving Guardian alone again to do some kind of crazy clutch. That's a good way to start. Draken taking one immediately. Guardian continues to charge. Very fearsome player, but not enough on his own this time. 22-18. Ninjas in Pyjamas take Overpass.
Man, oh man. They pull it through.
It's one of those games where both teams deserve to win.
Yeah.
But I was kind of pulling for NIP just because I've been so impressed with the growth and